Welcome to episode 2 of Athletic Adjustment. I'm one of your hosts, I'm Roosevelt.
And I'm Reggie.
Today, we're discussing Reggie and what he does on campus, on and off the court, and everything from there. Okay. Question 1. For the people who don't know, what position do you play?
Point guard here.
Okay, you play point guard. Okay. Can you please break down everything that the point guard has to do for people who don't know?
Well, the point guard is like the leader on and off the court. So as far as just being a vocal coach on the court, everything the coach expects, the point guard is the connector from the players and what the coaches wants. And then off the court, just being good example, trying to do the right thing so that people follow you in the right way.
Okay. I assume that the season's coming up. So how have you and your team been preparing? What have you done differently this season besides last season?
Well, the expectations are bigger than, last season. Even though we did a lot, we're still, trying to find ways to top it. And we have, a new coach, new coaching staff. So it's just a lot of adjustments because we're trying to go farther than, we have. And we're in new territories. We're having conversations that we haven't previously had, and having expectations of things we haven't thought of before. So we're just working 2 times harder in every aspect for real.
Okay. Anything you adding different to your craft this season?
Definitely shooting 3. Like last year, I didn't take a lot of threes and I didn't make a lot of threes. So just prioritizing shooting the 3 this summer and preseason, and just my teammates instilling confidence in me to make those shots would just make us, overall better team.
Okay. Which teammate of yours would you say you have the greatest bond with?
I have different bonds with everybody. It's different relationships, but
okay.
I was saying the people I probably spend the most time with off the court would probably be Ethan and Bot. They're from Jersey, I'm from New York, and we just throughout the summer we just they come to Jersey, I go to Jersey and they come to New York, and we just it's just bigger than basketball. Those are my friends. I'm cool with everybody my friends, but those people I hang with heavy outside of basketball.
Yeah, that's always good to have a good bond with your teammates, both on and on the court, whatever you play. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm trying to just flow. How do you feel about your new coach?
He's a lot. He expects a lot, and it definitely was a lot to get used to at first. But it's just as a basketball player, you just got to hit the ground running. His standard is his standard, and whether you like it or not, we gotta figure it out. And we have confidence in him. He played college, he played in the NBA, so it was we trust his vision, and yeah.
That's good. Okay. Along with other sports on campus, do you feel like basketball get as much notice as it should be?
I think so. I think for the most part, campus is excited to most people on campus do be excited for basketball season, and people do be tuned in for the most part. I would say I would like the campus to support everybody in a sense, all sports. I think we have a lot of good teams that don't get notoriety how we do, but it is what it is. But I definitely think campus definitely comes out for our games and shows us support. Definitely could always be more support, especially out in Baltimore. But yeah.
That's crazy that you said more support with other teams, because I agree with you with a 100%, especially with football or even soccer, softball, baseball, track and field. We don't get as much recognition as a basketball team. And I'm not saying that as because your stadium is on campus, because football stadium's on campus too. But you notice that there's a difference within basketball and football when it comes to records and the teams, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say this for football. All I hear is just talk about the football team, blah 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 blah. Oh, you better win. This it is. Or students would claim that football players just talk the most, but we will often lose more games than we win. And I'm I understand what they're saying, but as a football player, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we have talent. Football, we have talent, but we can't execute. That's what I've noticed since I stopped playing. Like, I'm like, okay. Even the last 2 games, it's like, it's the little mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
what would you say is the main thing to get over the hump? Or when you was playing, if you're not like still tapped in, what would you say what would have been the main thing to get over the hump?
The main thing, I would say our defense, because even when I was playing, like last year when we played against Virginia Union and Virginia State, we had enough talent to make sure that they did not get that many points. And like we were playing against Union on their homecoming, so that's already saying, oh, they don't respect us. That game, honestly, it was embarrassing. It wasn't the best.
Yeah, it's understandable.
How about with basketball? Like last season, I didn't go to every game, but I did see some games. Like, can you describe the pressure in the playoffs, like going toward the championship?
Well, I just think like around playoff time, we just get a different level of focus in the sense that, like last year, we didn't have like the very best season as far as like record wise, but like when the playoff came and we went down to Baltimore, we just had like a certain level of focus and understanding. Like we have 3 games to play to get to a chip, and everybody was locked in from like the moment we got there. And it don't start with just when you step on the court. It's just from the moment we got there, like off the bus, like every action we're doing is like focused on winning, whether that's like what we're eating, making sure we sleep, recover, and guys just got to buy into like winning. And that's not just with basketball, that's like with every sport when you're like fully locked in, and more times than not it ends up working in your favor.
Yeah. People don't understand that when you play a sport, when you're passionate about the sport that you play, you gotta lock in. No matter what you're doing, who's around you, what happened the day earlier. No, when it's time to play a game, you gotta lock in.
Yeah, and that's like a underrated like thing to say. Like a lot of people think like you can just wake up and lock in the day of a game. Like it starts so much like more like it's, if you're serious about your craft, like it's a lifestyle. Like how you eat, what time you sleep, and it's a lot of sacrifices being a college athlete.
Oh yeah, people have been playing for years. Like me, I've been playing for years. I just stopped like a year or 2 ago. Don't get me wrong, I do miss playing sports. It's pretty boring being a regular student again, but it's like at the same time, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Just.
So I have a question for you. So as far as like stress levels, do you feel like a lower sense of stress now that you're not a student athlete?
I do. I feel a lower sense of stress because now I could just focus on just me and my grades. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the easy part. Even when I was playing, like I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying like when I was playing, waking up for morning lifts, my friends would call me crazy because I used to be like, oh, I like getting up early for morning lifts because you just, like I always woke up early. I never liked to be in bed all day. That was boring to me. You know what I'm saying? So like just, yeah, it's less stressful for me. How about you? Like, how do you wake up every day and practice? Because I know y'all practice early.
Well, we practice early, and we practice either 5 or 6 a.m. and that's pretty much our only practice of the day. So it's just like knowing that is our only practice of the day. You don't have time to just wake up sluggish, like, because then you just lose out on the day. So like, especially our new coach, when he walks in, energy is like high off the rip, and it's either you match it or you fall behind. So it's like at 6 a.m. when it starts, everybody for the most part is energetic, is into it. It doesn't feel like it's 6 a.m. in the morning sometimes. It's like we're in a full sweat and a full workout, and it's just, we're ready.
Yeah, there would definitely be times where we would be done that workout, and I'd be like looking out like, oh snap, I forgot what time it was. Then I had to like go shower, miss breakfast, go to class on time. You know what I'm saying? Just those times. Yeah. With other teams on campus, let me see. Okay, if you would support like other teams on campus, which team would you support first and why? Like, which one?
Honestly, every team. Like I don't know. I'm a real big advocate for like supporting every team, just because I don't know. Like I just know how hard it is to like change like a culture. Like when I first got here, as far as like basketball, people didn't believe in us in the way they do now. Like, we had the notion like the basketball team wasn't that good, and slowly from freshman to senior year, like the campus started rallying behind us, and I know like how that is to like campus thinking like, oh, your team's not that good. So even the teams that are considered not that good, I still think they should get support, because support is what gets you from going not so good to good. And then like our fan base is like pretty good when they want to be, like they're crazy, and that like helps teams win. So it's like I try to say everybody support every single team, even if you're not really interested in watching like a soccer game or watching a volleyball game. It doesn't hurt to take an hour out of your day just to go show face if you can.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Because me personally, I feel like I do need to support more teams. Even since I'm not playing anymore, I still need to support. You know what I'm saying? Like, my 4 years here, I'd say I've been to one soccer game, and that's crazy to say. You know what I'm saying? They won that game too, but it's like, in terms of the campus, do you know? This might seem like an obvious question, but like, do you notice the difference between when you win a game from when you lose a game? Like, how is it different?
That's a good question. I think not one particular game, but like stretches when you are winning versus stretches when you are losing. It's definitely like more love in a sense when you're obviously winning, and then I don't know, when you're losing. Well, me personally, I don't be outside as much because I'm trying to make sure I get back on a winning track. So it's like, yeah, I definitely feel the love more when you're winning, but I feel like that's with everything. Like, when you're winning, you're doing good, people just naturally support you more. And when you're losing, you just gotta figure out how to turn that back around.
Oh yeah, I could definitely understand that from a standpoint, but just what I've noticed when the football team, like how I stated earlier, we lose more games than we win games. When we won the game, when we won homecoming, it was raining a specific day. When we got back to campus, like, you know how LU is. We tore it up, I would say. Like,
but that's a difference between sports like football and basketball. Like, you guys play once a week, so it's like the next opportunity you get is a week. Like, we might lose a game and then we essentially got to shake it off. We got a game. We might have to be traveling the very next day and then playing 2 days later. So basketball, we play 30 games. You guys play 10 or 11 on average. So I would say that would be the biggest difference. Like, we don't have those week spans where it's like, okay, the football team just lost, and then it's like, we lost, we gotta shake it off, have a game a day. So.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense for real. Besides football and basketball, other teams, like, I know that baseball team, like they went crazy last year. Like, I know most of them because they was with me back in Freddie D. But like, they won awards and stuff. Like, they won. I don't know what specifically it was, but I know that they did get a trophy because like they beat like 3-4 teams like back to back, and like, me being a former baseball player, I know the ins and outs of baseball, and like, that's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say baseball is one of the most hardest sports to play, honestly, because hitting a baseball is not just hitting a baseball. Like, someone throwing it at you 95 miles per hour plus. Like, that's not easy to do. If you think it's easy, try it. Just try it. Like, even if you're into basketball.
Well, yeah, I definitely had an underappreciation for how hard baseball is until like I started really watching it this summer. Like, because me personally, baseball was before this summer was too slow paced for me to like really get into. But like, actually understanding, like, and I just went to go see the Orioles game, Baltimore Orioles, and it's tough to like hit it let alone hit it at all, and then hit it like far enough to hit a home run when somebody's throwing it 90 miles and then throwing in different spins on the ball. Yeah. But Lincoln in general just gave me a different perspective of all sports. Like, I actually sat down and like really watched different sports. Like, I watched the softball team last year. They did pretty good. Soccer is doing really good this year.
Oh yeah.
And I like just hearing like conversations like athletes have, like just I was in study hall and it was just I think a group of girls just watching film, just hearing like how they like broke down film and like soccer. It was like so interesting. Like it was, and it kind of reminded me how like me and my teammates watch film, just how they view their sport and how serious they take it. And it's nice to see that they're successful early in the season.
Yeah, like one thing I say I wish I did more was watch film. I'm not saying that I didn't watch film at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I wish I watched film more than just more than just with my coaches or even in study hall when I was doing my homework.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wish like I took that more into my craft and stuff, because like one of the reasons why I stopped playing was I was losing motivation. I've been playing it for so long. It wasn't going to where I wanted it to go for me specifically. So it's like, you know what? It might be time to hang it up. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
understandable.
Yeah, man. Softball, I haven't watched them, but I do know that they play good. I haven't seen volleyball in a while, but they are doing good this season, correct? Or you don't know either?
Yeah, they got a new coach too, so they're still trying to figure it out. But it's early in the season for them too. So
something that I was talking to someone who runs track the other day. No, I'm sorry. He plays baseball, and we were discussing something. I was like, why is it that like now, since we're like all seniors and stuff, practice is more intense, or like practice is more intense, or like everyone's taking the sport more seriously. Why is that?
Well, I feel like senior year, like you understand what the next level is, like whether you want to stop playing or you want to potentially go pro. So it's like there's a seriousness to like what you're doing now. It's like if you want to be a pro, you have to like move like a pro, eat like a pro, think like a pro. And I think around your senior year, like you start taking it serious. Like freshman year, you're still trying to like figure out how to have fun and play. But like around senior year, it's like get a more serious approach to it. So
yeah. What are your goals for this season? I don't think I asked you that before.
Well, definitely to go farther. Like nobody in the team is content with where we got. Like we won a conference championship, and I'd say the next goal is winning a national championship. And even though that seems far fetched, like I want to like help put Lincoln in positions where that becomes like natural. Like it becomes natural to win the conference. It becomes natural to like win like national championships. And it's like like when I got here freshman year, it was crazy to go down to Baltimore, or before it was Baltimore, it was North Carolina, and win games. Like it was looked at as a good season if you went to Baltimore and won one game. Like now we're like trying to like push the like narrative, what the expectation is. Like the expectation is for us to win, and yeah.
Oh yeah, because even back to freshman year, I did see the growth. Like I remember going to the games as a freshman, just being like, oh yeah, the basketball team. Like whenever y'all played Cheney, I used to, not even y'all whoop Cheney every time y'all play. And even this year, I believe y'all going to whoop Cheney when y'all play. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for you as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like you my guy. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Just sports, like you said, Lincoln sports need to change the atmosphere from losing to a winning team. Like we need to put Lincoln on the map. Like I would say, especially football, because when freshmen come in the fall semester, football is literally the first sport that they see. They don't want to see a team that's doing bad and then all the other teams are doing great. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to pick it up. I'm not even saying that from a player. I'm saying that as just a student. We need to pick it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just one sport I would say that does get recognition, but doesn't get talked about enough is track and field. Track and field, because it's a lot of dogs. It's a lot of dogs. I'm like, yo, like they be trying to race me, and I'm like, bro, I'm not racing you. You run track. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Even like last episode when you said you would run track, my facial expression was like, what? Like I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, well, to be honest, I see a lot of new faces in track, but I don't like. I try to watch every sport. I don't know how to like exactly watch track and field. Maybe I just don't catch it when it's being streamed, but I definitely be seeing like people definitely breaking records here and there. Like I know KJ, she's pretty good. She be doing her thing, but I am interested in learning more about like Lincoln track and field for sure.
I want to know why. It might not even be none of my business, but like just.
Wait, I also want to bring. Sorry to cut you off.
You go ahead.
I also want to bring up like cheerleading. That's another sport that I feel like is not like appreciated enough, and this is not being biased at all. I generally feel like we have the best cheerleaders in the conference. From going from school to school, like seeing other teams cheerleaders, like I think we are by far the best like cheerleaders, and it's not by accident. Like I see how hard they practice. Like that's like they really treat it like a sport. Like before I came to Lincoln, I did not view cheerleading as in a sense of sport, but they treat it like a sport, and it is you can see why they're the best.
That's true, because there has been times where I was walking like towards the top of the U, and I be seeing them out there, and I'm in my head, I'm like, why are they out there? Like, but you're right, they are the best, like hands down. I'm not even being for real. Like, well, I'm being for real, but I'm not even playing. They are like, even I know it's like when they cheerlead for y'all games compared to our games, it's the same thing. No matter if it's raining, like it be pouring down out there. It's just like sometimes I would feel bad, like their hair getting wet, like they be doing flips and everything. I'm like, they got that. I don't forget what I was about to say prior to that, but yeah, man. Lincoln sports, we can definitely rise up from what it is now. Like even it already did since we were freshmen. Y'all don't want it to both the women's team and the men's team won championships. Like I wasn't surprised at all, because like I could already see it. Like even when KP was playing, now she's an assistant coach. That's amazing to see. You know what I'm saying? Like just KP, she's a dog. You know what I'm saying? That's just me watching. You probably played against her. I don't know, but just yeah, man. I feel like we're missing a sport. Are we missing something?
Probably up the top. I can't think of it.
Let me see. Football, basketball, softball, baseball. We already said soccer. We said track and field. Yeah, actually, this isn't a sport. But how would you feel about the band? Like, how do you honestly feel about the band?
I think we need more people on the band. Like, and that's another thing. Like when I compare our band to like other teams in the conference, like they just have so much more people. Like, and it's not that we're not the best, but like it's hard. We're limited when you don't have a lot of people. Like when I think bands, I think of like Drumline, and like when I see schools like Johnson C. Smith, like their band, in a sense, gives that type of like vibe. And like I said, I don't think our band is bad, but you're limited when you don't have as many people. And not that many people taking it serious. Like I don't know if people are getting scholarships on our band, but it's like I know a lot of other schools take it very serious, and that's another thing that has to get like improved through the years. Like that's not a thing I know that could like change in a year time, but like hopefully when I come back as an alumni 1 year, the band is like top notch. But I think we're getting there for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We're good enough. We're just small. That's it. Like you said, Johnson C. Smith, they're a huge school down in the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been down there. They are a huge school. Like even though our band is small, we're still good. We ain't nobody perfect.
Yep.
But we getting there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
So do you feel like there's sports that we're lacking? Because once again, I know we are a small school, but we are lacking. Like, we don't have bowling, swimming, like just stuff like that. Do you think those are sports we would ever have or should have?
Honestly, I feel like we should have a swimming team because there was a pool. And, yeah, there was a pool. I don't know what happened to it now, but, like, I feel like if Lincoln honestly had, like, a swimming team, we would be tough.
Do you know how to swim?
I know how to swim enough to survive. I can't tread to save my life, man, but I can swim. Yeah, bowling would be cool too, because bowling is, once you know how to bowl, you can't unlearn how to bowl. Like, it's not that hard.
But casual bowling and like serious bowling is like way different. Like, like I know some people that like down south, like I have some family that they bowl seriously. Like they put the curve on the ball, and it's like, I don't know. I just be out there grabbing the ball and just rolling it, and it's a different level with them.
Just be letting it roll, just go with the flow. Oh man.
And another thing I want to say, as far as like, as well as the sports improving, I also think like our sports media can take it to another like level. Like people like KP and Zabo, they definitely be doing things, but I know we have way more photographers and videographers that can like help the media like come to the games, you know, record, take pictures, and really promote like Lincoln Media. Even this podcast we're doing is like speaking about sports, getting it out there, and I just hope more people come forward and have the confidence to, you know, do it. So we keep building Lincoln up, like Lincoln sports, but just Lincoln in general. And
yeah, I agree with that too, because it's often, to me, it's often like everyone is staying in their own lane. Why don't we just work together for the greater good? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, photographers, I could count like 4 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, during the football games, I see them on the sidelines, because I was on the sidelines sometimes. Like, when I wasn't playing, I was recording. And it's like, I'll see the amount of photographers that's coming. I'm like, why isn't it like this for every sport besides just football?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't have any more questions.
I don't either. I think we're good.
Okay. Thank you for popping out to episode 2 of Athletic Adjustment. Once again, I'm your host, Roosevelt.
And I'm Reggie.
And thanks for joining in as well. See you later.